What if I told you that the secret to better fitness, weight loss, and improved body composition was not about some unique exercise you should be doing or the most recent version of a 7-minute ab ripper program to try out? What's up, friends and fam? I'm Blake Denny here at Unlimited Training Systems in Knoxville, Tennessee, and in today's video, I want to talk about how personal productivity may very well be that key to fitness success. One of the first strategies that I want to talk about can feel a bit daunting when we throw it out there. But much like nutrition, where we need to know what habits you're already doing, what you're already eating before we can formulate a plan, the same comes to your personal productivity. So the first thing we're going to be doing is called a time audit. Now, with a time audit, what we're really trying to figure out is, what does your day look like? How do you spend your time? Or maybe more importantly, what do we not need to be spending our time on? And so when it comes to a time audit, we're gonna keep it simple today. A real high-level overview of what you can do. So if you wanna break out a pen and paper, pull up a notepad on your computer, we're gonna write down everything you do on a week. We're gonna start with every single activity that might make up your day. It could be the time you spend commuting to and from work. It could be how much time you prepare making breakfast, lunch, dinner, how much time you spend in meetings, how often you're on the phone, how much time you spend even just thinking, reading, brainstorming. We're literally writing down everything. And then after that, we're gonna do our best to give the most accurate description of how long we spend doing activity. Now, I encourage you here to apply a bit of a planning fallacy approach to that. Whatever activity you're doing, if you think you do it for 30 minutes, make it 45 or make it an hour. That way we figure out just how we're using time on our week. We're gonna sit there and look at every single activity, and we're gonna figure out, what could we just eliminate right off the bat? What could we take out of our week that maybe is just not the best use of our time? Maybe it's a couple Netflix binges that you've been shifting towards. Maybe it's spending a little bit too much time scrolling on Facebook or Instagram. After that, we're gonna shift and we're gonna figure out, hey, what are some things that we could delegate? Maybe there is a calendar app we can start using to actually help us schedule our sessions with our clients or schedule our meetings with people that are looking to sit down with us, to take it out of our hands and allow us to expedite the process, so to say. After that, we're gonna figure out, maybe how do we make this process a bit more efficient? Maybe there's something that we're doing within that activity that we could improve upon to get a little bit better in how we operate within that activity. Maybe there's a technology we bring in. Maybe it's a standard op we create to make sure we're knocking that out. All to say, we're looking at this whole week and figuring out how we can find time. Because at the end of the day, time is what we need to achieve our goals. And more often than not, we think we don't have enough of it until we start paring down our week. So, give it a shot and start writing down your week and really being honest with yourself about what you could delete, delegate, or just make more efficient, all right? And after that, we're ready to dive into this next step of our personal productivity. So, as many of you know, if something's important, we should probably do it pretty often. And we do know this from week to week. We know we should probably sleep a bit more, we should eat better, we should work out. But the problem is that we find that when we look at our entire week of all these tasks and projects that we're getting done, that we haven't taken that time to schedule in those most important activities. Now, this one may not feel like that big of a secret, but maybe it's the one step that people don't do with a lot of frequency when it comes to our workouts, our own health, is actually scheduling in the activities that can lead to the goals you want. So if you plan to walk every day, schedule it in. If you plan to work out 3 times a week, schedule it in. If you plan to food prep for all of your meals on the week, schedule it in. If it is important, put it in your calendar. Your calendar can be one of the most powerful tools you use to achieve success in fitness and health, simply because it is another step to put things top of mind and make sure it's showing up on your daily to-dos and it's planned out in your day. Because if we go into each day without a plan, we're typically setting ourselves up for pushing something back a little bit farther or skipping it altogether, and next thing you know, it's been 1, 2, 3 weeks before we've done that activity that we feel will move our health forward. All right, so moving into the third thing that you can do for your personal productivity to help level up your fitness and health. And this one's gonna feel a bit scary. In fact, the word alone is a little bit scary. And we're gonna call this semi-nuclear mode. And what I mean by this is, how do we set up our environment for ultimate success on the fitness and health goals that we're looking to achieve? Now stay with me here, because I know when we hear these next words, the first thought is gonna be, yeah, right, we're not gonna do this. Apps that we use on a daily basis, and we're actually gonna set it up for our everyday success. And that starts with pulling social media off the phone, with looking to pare down our notifications that arrive outside of our most important texts and phone calls. Scary, right? When we think of this, we're like, no, I need to stay in the know. I need to know what's going on. I need to make sure I'm on top of everything that's happening. Until we realize that simply checking our Facebook or Instagram once a day may actually be pretty feasible to do. And then we start finding that extra time we spent scrolling or mindlessly looking at different articles and people that are going on in their everyday life. And we start realizing that now we have more time to focus on us, our goals, and our tasks in the moment and move us forward a little bit farther. When we remove a lot of those notifications off the phone, our email notifications, our push notifications from every single app we have, we stop getting pinged throughout the day, and we can instead focus on the task at hand. And so what we'll start realizing as we go nuclear, so to say, is that we start making our life less distracted. We make our week more productive. We start finding more brain power to dive into improving our nutrition, to jump into doing that workout that we've been pushing off, or maybe even just building a little more activity on the day, simply because we have nothing else to do. We can't scroll that social media throughout the day. So as a recap, 1, time on it. Truly assess how you're going about your day. 2, if it's important, schedule it in. 3, cut the distractions. So if we start applying these productivity tips, you might find that a lot of those goals you've been searching for in fitness start to come into vision a little bit more. So check the resource in the link below for our simple steps to execute that time audit, as well as a few suggestions on how you can step by step go a little bit more decluttered on your phone. As always, Blake Denny here at Unlimited Training Systems in Knoxville, Tennessee. I appreciate you listening.